It is very important to ask ourselves, how are we coping during these times where there's intense and radical change happening in the world? I know that you're listening to me. It is because you have been experiencing a spiritual awakening, or you just started. And let's just bring the bigger picture of things. Humanity is experiencing a spiritual awakening. The thing, though, is that the divine is so organized. Nature will always do things in divine timing. And that's something that we need to really have reverence for, because everybody has their own time. You know what I mean? Um, but learning to cope with these changes and practicing mindfulness and embracing what is here is so important. Finding a place of great reverence for for the divine plan that is unfolding in our lives and in the life of humanity, right? Um, well, we are obviously facing so many fears together, you guys. We are overcoming the fear of the unknown. We are overcoming the fear of what people are going to think of us. We are overcoming the fear of being seen and being seen for who we really are. Sorry. We're overcoming the fear of change. We're overcoming the fear of dying. We're overcoming the fear of being judged, right? We're overcoming the fear of making mistakes. We're overcoming the fear of losses. We're overcoming the fears of God or a higher power. We're overcoming religious fears. We're overcoming the fears that the system has been um, programming us with, right? The fear where we believe that, we're not good enough as we are, that we're not worthy of the divine's love or somebody else's love. But in truth, all of this is being triggered right now. Overcoming the fears of having to transition and evolve and grow and learn new skills and adapt to other ways of living. And so, how we are coping with these energies is so important. Most of us have experienced complex trauma. What is to live as children surrounded by chaos and destruction and lack of spiritual guidance and emotional guidance, right? Lots of lack of emotional support and having emotionally mature caretakers. And our caretakers have experienced the same thing. So we're talking about generations and generations of people, humans, who had been living in fight or flight and survival, welcoming the fear of scarcity and poverty, the fear that we're going to be left out in the cold, that we're not going to have the money to pay for our funeral and things like that. It's all of these energy of fear, and all the fears together comes into, and they sit, sorry, within us as I'm powerless. And I want you to sit with that, right? There's this deep experience of I am powerless within my existence, my life. And so, because of that, I need to seek how to prepare. I have become over analytical. I'm always seeking for what is negative, what is wrong. I'm always seeking for danger, danger, danger. I am in the seek for perfection. I am the seek for money, 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 money. I am, in true, if you think about this, how this experience of being powerless is driving us, and it is seated within our unconscious, where we still have many aspects of ourselves seeking safety and seeking to process things from our past to then gain spiritual understanding so that we can then become okay with making choices and decisions and feeling good at it and reclaiming that sense of I can trust myself. I can trust that I have the capacity to move forward with my life. I can trust I have the capacity, the intelligence, right? To receive life and embrace it, that I can open my heart to the changes in my mind and my nervous system. Let's talk about that. So we are experiencing this very beautiful and painful process of alchemy, spiritual alchemy, right? Where we're going to have to experience and what we refer as a spiritual revert. The old must be released and grief and honor and understood and integrated so that now we can open ourselves to go through the transition of the new. Because it's not like it's the end and now the new, and now it's like everything is erased and then you wake up in a different house and in a different body, and it's not like that, right? It's like we close a cycle, we go through revert, and we still are moving through these comforts of the new, and we have to become very flexible, very adaptable to really embrace what is to come and be okay with the cycles of also manifestation and receiving and embracing these new aspects of ourselves that are coming from the shadow and now joining us, integrated. And now we're working together in unison to then move in our lives from a place of deep authenticity and wholeness, and not like before where we were in victimization, feeling powerless, so seeking who to blame for my life and my lack and my scarcity, right? Experiences of it, for the experience of lack of self-worth and self-respect, and our capacity to make the correct choices and decisions. And so we are now here where we're integrated and we're no longer in denial of anything. And we are now in this receiving mode from a place where we know we're worthy of everything that the divine wants to offer us and that we want to offer ourselves. It's only then when you feel wholeness and you're okay with all of it that exists within you as a human being and just as a multidimensional being, right? It's only then when you have come into this, creating the vessel to receiving, and you are okay with everything as it is. You're no longer running away or in denial or projecting it into others. It's just about, okay, all right, this is where I'm at. And I'm working through this and I'm working through that. And I can sit with myself and experience the many aspects of me and my humanness. And even though I know my true nature is spiritual, I am here having a human experience. And when we are here, that means that I have to wake up and show up accordingly, and properly in my life. And once more, I'm being given an opportunity to be mindful about my creations, my co-creations, because we're co-creating with the divine, right? When you come into this place of wholeness, you are now in co-creation with the divine, because the divine is saying, all right, you got it, all right, you did it, right? Now you're ready to receive, because it's being always about wholeness and it's never about perfection. It is about having the strength and the courage to show up every day. It has never been about being perfect, but about endurance and accountability. It's been never about seeking for whose fault or who to blame or who's the enemy or who's the good and the bad, but it is from a place of wholeness and unison and embracing our humanness with the light and the shadow and the mess and the chaos, with our addictions, our struggles, and also with the aspects of us that are loving and kind and generous. And so, how we're coping with the changes is important. Ask yourself, where am I? Where am I at, right, on my journey? Where am I? Am I in the embrace of the wholeness of who I am? And I no longer have to seek out there to blame anyone. Am I just here where I can recognize myself and love myself within all of the mirror reflections in my life? Because my inner world, my inner relationship with myself is being mirrored to me through many mirror reflections and experiences within my life. So I'm no longer a victim. I'm here where I receive me. And now I can choose to live my life with boundaries. I can choose to cope with things in a healthy way. Things are never just black or white. I can see the bigger picture of why am I experiencing this in this right now moment. And I'm okay with that. I can work through it. I can receive it. I can ask for guidance. I can ask for help. I can see it with myself. And I can experience myself in the moments of pain where my internal dialogue is putting myself down because it's just painful. But I am working through the betterment of that, you see. So how are we showing up during these very challenging times where we are facing magnificent astrological alignments, right? The celestial bodies are gurus, are teachers, right? They are, they exist within us, are giving us the opportunity to transform and to move with the process of evolution and growth. And with all of this comes having to learn to adapt to a new way of living. This is about the being is really, really becoming where you're meant to become. It's that process, you know. Are we embracing the becoming or are we resisting and rejecting the becoming? Because at the end of the day, we're going to have to flow with nature. And so you can resist it for a year and you're going to still have to embrace it. If not, you're only creating resistance for yourself and your life and the life of those around you. So think about always the bigger picture. How is my resistance to embrace the changes that the divine is offering me, creating also more obstacles and more what we refer as problems, right? And these are impacting those around me because I am not not choosing to work with the changes and the growth that is necessary for us. We are being asked to take a look at our lives, how we're living our lives, the choices we make, the decisions we make. We're being asked to take a look at our health, our relationship with our body, our relationship with our family, our relationship with others, our relationship with ourselves, our relationship with money, our relationship with resources and the material things, our relationship with labels, our relationship with our communication, our relationship with the divine, with the world, with the spiritual world. Everything is about relationship. That's an spiritual awakening. It's not just about a higher chakras, and talking about our multidimensionality. That's just one aspect. But then we have to see the bigger picture. It's about evolution. So many people refer us, and spiritual awakening. Okay, you have been chosen. All right, yeah, you have been chosen to do the work. Because if you're experiencing a spiritual awakening, if you're here listening to me, you're being chosen to show up in your life properly, accordingly. It's time to get out of your comfort zone. And it's time to heal your relationship with life, with existence. That's what a spiritual awakening is. Now we have to face the fact that, spirituality and what is to embody true spirituality is being painted, right? Like once again, an illusion. It's just making it about the aesthetics and superficial things, when in truth it's about what are you doing every morning? What is your relationship with your home, with your cleanliness, your relationship with your body, with the food you eat? What is your relationship with yourself, right? How you do things. Are we settling down? Are we making other people responsible for the things that we have to show up and do? This is it. So becoming aware of the bigger picture and choosing to implement our lives and how we attend to our day-to-day responsibilities. Attending to our needs. Do we know our needs? Can we attend to our needs? Because what? We cannot go into relationships making other people responsible for our own insecurities. And because we're not taking on accountability and showing up and preparing, you know what I mean? We cannot just be here and yeah, one thing is to go with the flow of life, but another thing is to use the flow now to just be in a comfort zone and living day by day. And then what happens if there's an illness? Who are you going to be calling your family to make them responsible? Or are you being realistic that you're in a human vessel and hey, emergency happens, things happen, and are you saving the resources to then show up for yourself because you are responsible for yourself, now other people? Or what if we have children? How are we showing up for the life of our children? Are we being present? Or are we neglecting our responsibilities? Are we paying attention? So maybe there are patterns that our children are going through right now, right? Because they too came here to go through certain situations, and we are playing a part of in their lives, and we have to then be proactive and be there mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually for them. And now you can say, oh, well, my children are too old and all of this and all of that, or you've been divorced or separated, or there's some kind of drama. Well, it's your time to ask yourself, how can I show up? Have I reached out? Can I reach out? Is it maybe time to bring something into correction? That's something a part of it. Or am I justifying and just being careless because I have fear to confront adult conversation, adult situations? And now your kiddos are experiencing you repeating a pattern of not showing up as the bigger person, and accordingly. This is where we stop making other people responsible for our own things, you guys. So how we are embracing life changes how we're coping with the day-to-day life and becoming mindful and aware of all the fears that we're experiencing, and asking ourselves, am I choosing to do something and be proactive in my life? Will help you navigate what is to come accordingly, with more ease, with more grace, right? Becoming that container for yourself. Because it's your responsibility to create a container for yourself. I thought about sharing with you guys. I do this from a place of deep love, deep spiritual understanding. I'm here with you and for you, Remember to take what resonates, leave the rest. I'm not here telling you what to do. I am here to serve as a vessel for divinity, to inspire you into critical thinking, into mindfulness, into understanding the bigger picture, into, you doing your own part. I am never here showing up as, being judgmental or thinking that I got it all figured out or that I am this or I am that. No, I'm here with you and for you. All right. I love you guys. Namaste and blessings. Ciao.